My name is Aditi, and this is going to be a 40-minute session. Vital Yoga class has been designed for people living a sedentary life. Here we will do purposeful and necessary movements that you are lacking in daily life. We will do some postures that you may have done before. However, here we will do them slowly and mindfully, feeling every stretch, breathing slow and deep, establishing a mind and body connection. We will also do some rhythmic movements that will increase your flexibility, reduce body ache, and improve your focus. So let's get started. Come and lie down on the mat. Keep your feet a good distance apart and let your feet relax so they naturally droop towards the outside. Keep your hands a good distance away from the body with the palms facing up. And then close your eyes and start to bring your focus onto the breath. Observe the pace of your breath and the subtle movements in your body as you breathe in and out. Notice as you inhale, the air traveling down your throat, filling up your lungs, pushing your ribcage outward and expanding your belly. And as you exhale, notice the belly fall in towards the spine. The ribcage settles back down over the lungs as the air travels back up your throat. Try and connect to the pace of your breath. Breathe in deeply all the way down to the abdomen and exhale slowly and completely. Connecting to your breath is a great way to start any yoga practice, as it helps to ground you in the present moment. It establishes a connection with your body and your mind and helps you be mindful as you go through this session. Take a couple of more deep breaths here. And then gently open your eyes. Now bring both knees into the chest and give it a nice hug. Squeeze the shins in towards the chest as much as possible. You can also bring your nose up to the knees to give an elongated stretch in your neck. And then relaxing your neck, start to sway your body from side to side. And then coming back to center, release your legs to the ground. Let's do some neck rotations. Gently move your neck from side to side. Make sure the movement is nice and slow and in sync with your breath. And come back to center. Now flatten the feet, bringing the heels as close to the hips as possible. You can either hold the back of the heels, grab onto the ankles, or firmly press your palms into the mat, whichever is most comfortable for you. As you inhale, push the pelvis up to the sky, squeezing the thighs in towards each other and squeezing the glutes. The chest will naturally come up towards the chin. And stay here for a couple of deep breaths. And gently bring your pelvis back down to the ground. Release your shoulders, release your upper body. We're going to do this 2 more times. Each time we're going to hold for longer. So once again, inhale and raise your pelvis up. Push upwards through your lower and mid back. Squeeze your glutes and inner thighs towards each other and make sure that the weight distribution is even across your feet. Stay here and keep breathing deeply. And gently bring your hips back. Take a quick release of the shoulders here. Once again, inhale and lift the pelvis up. This time, see if you can go a little bit higher by shifting some of the weight into your feet, still making sure that your knees and ankles are aligned, and pushing up by squeezing your glutes so that your thighs become parallel to the mat. And keep breathing deeply. And gently release the pelvis to the ground. Once again, bring your knees in towards the chest and give it a nice hug. You can bring your nose up to the knees if you'd like. And then releasing the neck, start rocking forwards and backwards, giving the length of your spine a good massage. And the next time you roll back, use that momentum to push and come into a seated position. Come sit in a cross-legged position in the center of your mat. Sit with your back straight, shoulders rolled back away from the ears and relaxed. Inhale the arms up and exhale down. Now place the left forearm on the floor beside you and inhale the right arm up over the head. Stretch the entire right side of your torso. And don't let the neck droop. Keep the neck nice and engaged, ear close to the upper arm. And exhale back to center. Now place the right arm down on the floor beside you and inhale the left arm up over the head. Keep everything from the fingertips to your shoulders engaged. Keep the chest nice and open and take a couple of deep breaths. And come back to center. Let's continue a few more rounds of this and let's try to sync the movement with our breath. Bring the left arm down, inhale, right arm up, exhale back to center. Right arm down, inhale, left arm up, exhale back to center. Inhale, right arm up, exhale, center. Inhale, left arm up, exhale back to center. Last one, inhale, right up, exhale, center. Inhale, left arm up, exhale back to center. Now turn over to come onto all fours into tabletop position. Make sure that your knees are stacked under your hips and that your wrists are directly under your shoulders. Spread the fingers wide apart and push down into the mat through the fingertips and the outer edges of your hand. This takes some of the pressure off your wrists. Once you're here, we're going to now get into the tiger pose. Inhale the right leg up. Point the bottom of the foot up towards the sky. And make sure that your hips are still aligned and not twisting outward. Hold here and keep breathing. Notice the shift in weight distribution across your limbs. Where do you feel the most weight at the moment? And try to bring it to the center at your core. And exhale the right leg down. Let's try this with the left side. Inhale, left leg up. Keep the hips aligned. Press into your hands and lift the neck away from the shoulders. Keep breathing deeply. And exhale the left leg down. Let's try this one more time. Inhale, right leg up. Squeeze the belly and the lower back in towards each other. And exhale down. Inhale, left leg up. Make sure your chest is still nice and open. Feel the stretch in your core, in your hamstrings, in your glutes. And exhale the left leg down. Now tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, and slowly walk between your hands. Bend the knees deeply, extend the arms out, and raise the hips coming into chair pose. Squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other for more stability. You can look down at your feet to make sure you can see your toes and adjust if need be to move your knees behind. Stay here for a couple of deep breaths. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Extend the arms out and pivot from the hips to come into a standing position. Exhale, release the arms. Take a deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, bend forward. Place both hands beside the feet and step both the feet back into a downward facing dog. You can walk your heels up and down to relieve any stiffness in your calves and hamstrings. You can also try bending deeply into your knees, driving the heels to the ground, pressing into the hands, straightening the back and raising the hips. Look either between your ankles or your knees. And then look between the hands, bring the knees to the mat, chest goes between the hands and chin to the mat. Untuck the toes and slide to arch the back into a cobra. Keep breathing. And then tuck the toes under, coming back into a downward facing dog. Look between the hands, either step or walk your feet in between them. Spread your legs a little distance apart and allow your torso to hang here. Give a micro bend in the knees and grab onto opposite elbows. Shake your head from side to side to make sure your neck is loose. And then shake your hips from side to side to relieve any stiffness in the back of your legs. Don't push your torso down here, just let it fall with its natural weight. And then release the hands, give a soft arch in the back, and slowly rise into a standing position, stacking one spinal column over the other, with the shoulders, neck, and head being the last things to straighten out. Inhale and exhale. Bring your feet together. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, bend forward. Give a deep bend in the knees Raise the arms forward. Inhale, come into chair pose. Make sure that your knees are still behind your toes and stay here for a few deep breaths. Engage your core, engage the inner thighs to feel some stability here. And exhale, fold forward. Half lift. And then bring your hands down beside your feet and step back with both feet into a downward facing dog. Look between the hands, bring the knees down, chest between the hands and chin to the mat. Untuck the toes and slide into a cobra. Make sure that your shoulders are rolled back away from the ears. Don't scrunch them up. Allow them to relax away from the ears. Tuck the toes and come back into a downward facing dog. Now look between the hands, walk or step the right foot in between the hands, and then raise your hands up to the sky, leaning into that front leg. Stand up on both legs, bring the hands down to the waist. Turn both the feet so that they're parallel to the width of the mat. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, back down to the waist. One more time, inhale. And exhale, pivot from the hips and slowly start to bend forward. Keep the knees straight and the back straight. And once you're low enough, you can either bring your hands down to the floor in front of you, or you can grab on to the ankles, the shins, or the knees, whichever is most comfortable for you. Shake your head from side to side. Make sure that your neck is hanging loose. If you'd like to take this stretch further, you can also interlock your fingers behind your back and just let your arms fall over the head. With every inhale, send the breath all the way down to the tip of your toes and the tip of your fingers. And with every exhale, allow your torso to sink a little deeper into the floor. Don't pull your hands down over your head, simply let them hang there with their own weight. Keep breathing deeply. Inhale and exhale, release the hands, bring them back to the waist. Inhale, slowly start rising, pivoting from the hips, keeping the back straight. Turn both the toes to face the front. Swing the arms down and step the right foot back. Come into a downward dog. Knees down, chest between the hands and chin to the mat. Untuck the toes and slide into a cobra. Make sure the elbows are tucked in towards the ribs and keep the shoulders away from the ears. Tuck the toes in and push up into a downward facing dog. Look between the hands and step or walk the left leg up and then the right leg. Stretch the arms out. Inhale to pivot from the hips and come into a standing position. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, raise the arms up. And exhale, bend forward. Inhale, bend the knees, extend the arms out and pivot to come into chair pose. Take 2 deep breaths here and really try and sink into this position like you were sitting on a chair. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant both the hands on the mat, step back into a downward facing dog. Give a nice bend in the knees here and try and bring your chest closer to the knees as you push into your hands and straighten the back. Look between the hands, knees to the mat, chest between the hands, chin to the mat. Untuck the toes and slide into a cobra. And gently roll back down on the mat, bring your stomach, then chest, shoulders and chin to the mat. Make sure your arms and hands are tucked into your body with the hands at the same height as your chest. Bring the toes and the heels together. Inhale, raise the head, then the neck, then the shoulders, and come back into a cobra. And slowly roll back down onto the mat. You can bring the chin or the forehead down to the mat. And let's do this one more time and extend the hold. Inhale, roll the head up, then the neck, then the shoulders. Keep the elbows tucked in towards the ribs. And slowly roll back down to the ground. Tuck the toes, push up onto the knees, and push your hips back into child's pose. Bring the forehead to the floor. Make sure the hips are on the heels and that your elbows are not drooping. They're lifted off the mat and you're pressing firmly into the mat with your fingertips. Keep breathing deeply. And as your stomach is compressed in this pose, allow your inhales to travel all the way down to your lower back and expand the lower spine. Allow your breath to return to its natural pace. Take a couple of more deep breaths here. And slowly raise your forehead up. Come onto your knees, tuck your toes in, lift the hips up and walk your feet between the hands. Bend deeply, extend the arms forward and raise the hips to come into chair pose. Make sure that your knees are still behind your toes and aligned with your ankles as much as possible. And fold forward, half lift, and once again fold forward, slowly arching the back and rising into a standing position. Make sure the neck and the head are the last things to straighten out. Inhale and exhale. Bring the feet together. Inhale, raise the arms up. And exhale, bend forward. Inhale for half lift. Exhale, plant both the hands beside the feet and step back into a downward facing dog. Look between the hands. Slowly bring the knees down to the mat, chest between the hands and chin to the mat. Untuck the toes and slide into a cobra. Tuck the toes under and lift up into downward facing dog. Once again, bring the knees down and sit back on your heels. Sit over to one side and slide the legs forward and extend them out in front of you. Make sure you're sitting on your sit bones with the feet straight and toes pointed back towards you. Inhale, raise the arms up, and exhale, bend over the legs. It doesn't matter where you hold your legs from. You can hold them from the knees, the calves, ankles, or the toes, as long as you feel the stretch in the right place, which is all the way down the back of your legs, your hips, and mildly on the lower back. Keep breathing deeply. Try and use your breath to settle into this posture. As you inhale, extend the chest forward towards the toes, pushing the body forward. And as you exhale, allow your torso to sink a little deeper into this pose. And inhale, stretch your arms forward and slowly raise them up. Exhale, release the hands. Place the hands behind you with the fingertips pointed back towards you. Make sure they're a reasonable distance away from the body so that your shoulders and chest are nice and open. Slowly drop your head back. Inhale, push your pelvis up and come onto the flat of your feet. Slowly bring the hips down. Let's do this a couple of more times. Inhale, drop the head back and push up onto your feet. Push up through your lower back. And exhale, hips down. Last one. Inhale, slowly drop the neck back and push up onto your feet. And slowly drop the hips down. Release the arms and slowly bring your heels in towards the groin. Join the feet at the base and keep them as comfortably close to you as possible. Keep the back straight. You can interlace your fingers and cup both your feet to gain more stability. And then start fluttering your knees in the butterfly pose. Keep the movement consistent and quick, but keep your breath slow and deep. Notice this irony of movement in your body. The pace of your breath versus the movement of your legs. Inhale deeply into your stomach and exhale slowly. Take a couple of more deep breaths. And now release the position and come into a cross-legged seated position. Once again, make sure you're sitting on your hip bones, back is straight, and shoulders are rolled back away from the ears. Inhale, raise the arms up and interlock the fingers above your head. Exhale. Inhale, dip to the left keeping both the hips still on the mat. And back to center. Inhale, dip to the right. And back to center. Let's do this a couple of more times. Inhale to the left. Keep the chest open. And center. Inhale right. And center. Inhale left. Exhale center. Inhale right. Exhale center and release the arms. Now extend the legs out in front of you. Slide down the mat and come into a lying down position. Bring both the knees in towards your chest. Raise the feet up towards the sky and hold on to the outside of your feet. Bend your knees as much as you need to and slowly try and drive your knees into your armpits. Make sure the toes are still pointed back towards you and the ankles are aligned with the heels as much as possible. Stay in the happy baby pose for a few deep breaths. If you'd like, you can gently roll side to side on your back, giving the width of your back a nice massage. And bring your spine back to center. Hug your knees into the chest one more time. You can bring your nose up to your knees for an elongated neck stretch. And then release the neck, release the legs back down to the mat and come into a Shavasana. Keep the legs a good distance apart and let the feet droop to the outside as they get more relaxed. Make sure the hands are beside you with the palms facing up. Firmly rest the back of your head into the mat. Close your eyes and start reconnecting with the breath. Allow the breath to return to its natural pace. Observe the subtle movements in the body as the chest and belly rise and fall with every breath. Once again, take note of the pace and the depth of your breathing. With every inhale, allow the air to travel all the way down the body, into the fingertips, all the way down to the toes. And as you exhale, allow the body to sink into the mat. Inhale deeply. And exhale fully and slowly. Bring your awareness to all the points of the body that are in direct contact with the mat. And let's begin to breathe into them. As you inhale, send the air all the way down into your heels, your calves, your thighs, and your hips. Breathe in to your mid-back, your upper back, shoulder blades, and the shoulders. Breathe in to the top of your neck and to the back of your head. Inhale and send the air down your arms, your triceps, elbows, forearms, wrists, and the back of the hands. As you inhale, send the air down to all these parts that are in direct contact with the mat and energize them with every breath in. And as you exhale, allow all these parts to simply melt into the mat. Allow your body to relax completely and sink into the mat. With every inhale and exhale, allow your body to relax. Now slowly start to bring awareness back into the room and back into your body. Start wiggling your toes and your fingertips. Gently rotate your neck from side to side. Interlock your fingers in front of you and extend your arms up over your head, pointing the toes away from the body, giving the whole length of the body a good stretch. And release the arms down beside you. Fold one knee and roll over to one side. Gently use your hands to push up into a seated position. Sitting straight, take 2 more deep breaths. And when you're ready, you can blink open your eyes. Thank you for joining me in this vital yoga session. I hope to see you in the upcoming sessions. Stay tuned and have a lovely day ahead.